Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Cooking with Me. Heart failure and all that good stuff. Today we're gonna be making taquitos de weenie. This is something I grew up with, kind of cheap, inexpensive, easy to feed the family, everything. Poor man's food, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, so it's basically taquitos de weenie. So we're gonna start off by cutting the weenies, the hot dogs, in half, because that way you get more bang out of your buck, you know what I mean? And when you're down in the ruts and poor as hell, this is what you got to do. So I'm just cutting two weenies up, two hot dogs up in half, as in half as you can. They don't have to be perfect. Mine was bigger than the other on one of them. But anyway, so now we're going to heat up the tortillas. We're just going to warm them up. We just need them so that when we roll them, the tortilla doesn't break because it's too cold or too whatever. And usually I keep my tortillas in the fridge, so they're going to be too cold to just roll up like that. So set your comal, your griddle, whatever you call that thing, and then warm up some 4 tortillas, however many you're going to make, but just whatever amount you're going to make, that's what you're going to warm up. And then once we're done warming them up, we'll move on to the next step. But hope everybody's doing good today. I'm testing out new ways of doing things. But anyways. Oh yeah, flipping with no spatula. Look at all fingers, buddy. All fingers. But anywho's, look at that. Again, you got to warm up those fingertips or else you're going to burn your fingertips. So you got to just rub your fingertips so they're nice and warm so you don't feel the difference. Alright, now that the tortillas are warm enough, I'm going to just set them on there. There's nothing in that pan. I'm just putting it on there to kind of just take them off the heat. I didn't want to throw them on the plate because then I was going to be rolling them and then putting them on the plate. But anyway, so yeah, don't worry about, why is he putting them in that pan? No reason, just to let them cool off. So take one out, cool them down a little bit because I think I went a little over. We're just supposed to get them warm, but I went a little too much. But it's alright, doesn't matter. Alright, so I'm gonna roll it up, but I like that the flat side ends at the end of the tortilla. It makes it easier when you do it. So I went back because the first one was like, alright, they didn't land right. So I went back, did it. So the flat side is basically holding down that flap of the tortilla. That way I don't use any toothpicks or anything like that. Again, I went a little too much, but c'est la vie, right? So yeah, do the same thing, roll it. I'm trying to figure out, is it going to end on that? Nope, didn't end. Bring it back. Again, it's just easier when you have the tortilla end on that flat side. Because then that way, when you'll see when you put it in oil, we'll put flat side down. And then it'll just stay there a little bit better. We're rolling. We're rolling. Oh, I forgot to put my pop screen on my microphone. So you hear a little pop, a lot of that. Alright, so those are all done. I'm like, it's pretty quick. Like I said, I'm only doing 4 of them. You can count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, wait a minute. We got to do our roast and put oil in the other pan. Heart healthy oil. Look at that. Only the best when it comes to heart health. That one's just gonna be for the rice, for the arroz. So I don't need too much. Oh, I thought I could move my thing around. Alright, get all that bottom of that pot covered in that oil, so when we put the rice in, I'm warming it up to about a medium, a little over a medium high, maybe not medium high all the way, but on the dial I would say a 4. The ones that don't have it numbered and they go by thickness, I would say 3/4 of the way, maybe less. 3/5 of the way. There you go. Again, we're gonna put that. Well, we're gonna toast that rice. So after we put it in, we just wanted it a little bit toasty, a little bit brown. You could go a dark brown if you want. I wouldn't go any further than like a golden brown, but all up to you. I gotta fill that pan up with oil so I could shallow fry or pan fry these taquitos. Well, that arroz is toasting in the background. Arroz toasting in the background. And then that one's gonna get warmed up, that oil, to about the same. Say a 4, because you don't want it too high, because then you just, like we talked about in the other videos, you're gonna burn the outside or do the outside, and then the inside's gonna be raw. And if it's too low, you're just gonna soak it in oil. So I would say like a 3.5 to 4, like a medium heat. Mix that arroz around so you don't burn it. And then we're gonna add, can anybody say? Anybody? Anyone? Tacos. I'm on tacos. Tomato sauce. I got my water ready. And then after we add tomato sauce, what are we gonna add? Anyone? If you guys know where that's from, put it in the comment. Anyone? I'll give you another hint. Bueller. All right, so we put the tomato sauce in. We're gonna get water. We're gonna go about first knuckle or a little bit more of water. We're gonna add that seasoning, the Nor Suiza, the caldo de pollo. Again, this one's gonna be to taste, so I would taste it with a spoon, the soupy side of it, the liquid. And if you need more, then add more. Remember, you can always add, you can never take away. So start off slow, little by little, to taste. And that's it. That's all the rice. That's all that it really needs. We're going to bring that to a boil. I'm going to mix it in a little bit better to get the rice a little flatter. Taste test the juice, the líquido. But yeah, it's a simple recipe for arroz. And you could add carrots, you could add onions, and then again, when you're toasting the arroz in the beginning, that's when you would add your onions and then kind of caramelize those a little bit, toast them a little bit, and then you add your water and all that good stuff. You could do it with fresh tomatoes instead of doing the tomato sauce. You could, an onion, garlic, but I just like this way. It's so good this way. It's easy. Anyways, tasting it, I think it's pretty good. Oh no, I need a little more. See? You can always add. There's a lot of boom, boom, boom. Let me lower that. I'm in the studio, damn it. All right, more taste testing, because you got to get that taste right. And this is, again, to my taste. So you do it to your taste or your palate, your family's palate, whatever. But look at that, I gave myself the thumbs up. Let's do it. It's the goal time. I'm gonna check that. I think that oil's looking pretty caliente. So, see what I mean? Let me put that flat side down. No, it was all right. I thought it was gonna open right there, because I pushed it and it kind of went up the pan, because it's a small pan. And then I put them all against each other, so if they do start, the tortilla does start to open, because remember, it does have moisture in it. It would tend to open if you leave it by itself without holding some, if you didn't fold it tight enough too. But I like to stack them against each other, so then that way it prevents them from opening up. And it's only on the one side. See, that's why I was like, oh man, I think that one's opening up. And then if you move it, you mess with it more, it'll definitely unravel on you. So I was like, because I was gonna fix it. I was gonna flip it over, but I was like, nah, well, let's just leave it. That would be a good idea on the next one, or for you watching this. The first one, put facing in, and then the second one facing out, like the rest. So just that one at the end, just flip it, or turn, 180, not rotate, not the rotate. But anyways, let's get seen. Oh yeah, that frying's going good. And this is we're getting towards the end. Okay, checking them. Yep, look at that nice gold brown underneath. So we're gonna go ahead and flip all of them since they're not gonna unravel on us anymore. And either way, keep them close just in case. See how that one curled up and it started to unravel? That's why I was like, oh, next time. Oh, I don't even know why. But looking good. We don't want them, again, that high heat, because then that tortilla will burn. We just want them nice, like a crunchy, but still tasteful, I guess, because you don't want that burn. There we go. The weenies look darker on camera than they do in IRL, as the kids say. So this is all good. Get some of that excess oil out. I do have a plate with paper towels on them, so if you ever fried anything, you already know how to strain them or whatever. Let it sit, let the oil drain out. You already know. I don't even know why I'm telling you that. You already know. And if you don't know, then there you go. There's the trick. Get a bunch of paper towels, put them on a plate. You could do it in a bowl, so then that way it's facing one way and the oil's draining out. The oil does dry up itself too, though, so it's just more for the excess oil. Put on paper towels, and knowing's half the battle. Now you know. Look at that. Look at that oil. Oh my God, that's so beautiful. Look at that. Arroz came out good. The taquitos came out good. All right, let's give it a taste. This is what it looks like. I'll put a picture, a little video right in front of this. But let's see the arroz. I'll put a lot of lemon on this. Let's see the tacos, see if they got some crunch. Hot. Oh yeah. So hot. Now you go try it.